Hello YouTube fam, how y'all doing? It's your Uncle Tim. This is Uncle Tim Rants and Reviews, the channel where I rant and I review. I'm your host, Uncle Tim. Fam, you know what? I was at Ross yesterday and I noticed something. I noticed once I walked into the toy section, I said, where's the toy section? Like, where's it at? So I'm looking through the section that's left. They started putting more hanging bars where they got like gift bags and gift wrapped and all that stuff. They started condensing the shells down. You start seeing where they had all these open shells where they started condensing them down. The actual toy aisles, man, they were being condensed down to. So I picked up something, a couple of things, and I went up front. And I said, hey, I'm going to go up there and ask questions. The lady said, look, what's happening is, right now we're not selling a lot of toys. We're not getting a lot of toys right now. Mind you that we get toys main times of the year, Easter and Christmas. Christmas is the biggest. And she said right now, Christmas is off. It's far off. Not that far, but she said right now, if we're not getting any toys, this space is just being taken up. And I understood that, man. And I know a lot of y'all gonna say, but man, you be swearing by Ross and this and that. And I noticed a lot of Rosses that I've been going into lately have been shrinking the toy sections. I know I had this conversation with one of the people in the comment section, and they brung that up, and they brung it up, and it made a lot of sense. And I was thinking about it. I said to myself, I wonder why. And now knowing that, toys are sporadic at most, and they took away, like the toy section up front. It used to be like a bin for toys up front. It's no longer there in this store. Another store that I went to, they had like a Funko Pop stand, and I ended up picking up one of those G.I. Joes from off the stand, ended up buying it, man. But you know what? I noticed that a lot of this stuff is a hot ass mess. A lot of these stores, man, I went into this Ross, man, and they actually had 3 cashiers. Mind you, it was, like later on in the, in the evening. It was around about 6:30, I think, 6:30. Because I went to Target, man. So they had those two new McFarlane figures, from McFarlane Collector Edition, the guy in gray and the Dark Archer, I think it was, and the other guy, they had those. They had the end cap with all the Jean Greys on it. They had the owl where they had all the Jean Greys at. Dude, I said, damn, if I knew this figure was that easy to cop, I just would have held off for a minute, right? But, like I said, hindsight is always 50-50 or 20-20, however they say it. But, look, I learned something, and I want to make sure that I bring this up to you. Man, a lot of these stores, are just damn near empty, man. And I'm serious. They had like that new G.I. Joe, that fireman at Target, man. But going through, I said, man, maybe I found the whole reasons of going into the Target was, someone told me that they found a Thundercat Motu figure. And I went in, just saying maybe I could find something. So I went, checked the Motu section, checked the wrestling section, checked the DC Multiverse stuff, man. Disappointed as hell. Checked the collector's wall, man. Disappointed as hell, man. My big thing that I learned, bruh, if you find it, you find it. Because out here, you may not find any damn thing. It's getting real right now. What I mean by that is it's hard to really describe how real this shit is getting. Whereas just you trying to find a toy store, and I understand these stores are not toy stores, but they sell toys, man. And you're looking at it and you're like, man, dude, it's just enough to make you mad. It pisses you off. It makes you think. And that's the thing that really gets me, man. I'm trying to figure out, because I went to Walmart. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I went into the stores and the prices at Target have been raised, bro. I'm like, you playing. I'm looking at the prices of the G.I. Joe. I'm looking at the prices of the McFarlane. I'm looking at the prices of even I went into Best Buy and looked at their prices, bro. Shit is getting out of hand. And see, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. All you do is complain. All you do is complain. But these damn prices, this shit is wild. These prices really make you second guess collecting, man. You know, you sitting here looking at a GI Joe for $35 damn dollars, bro. What we doing here? I don't give a damn if the Fireman is the deluxe edition. You know, I don't get a lot of people to buy it because, again, there was no real fireman in GI Joe. What you had, barbecue, uh, blowtorch, and shit. Blowtorch wasn't a fireman. So my whole point was, man, you know, I'm looking at everything, man. When I went into Walmart that day, it was just a hot mess. Shit all over the place, man. I didn't see no G.I. Joes, no Marvel Legends. They had at Target, they had like a pig for Marvel Legend, you know, that looked like it was on clearance for $12.49, but I couldn't tell what it was, man. And, you know, by looking at all this shit, you know, that wasn't really there, man, I'm like, man, you thought you would find Turtles of Grayskull or something. I thought I found Motu figures. I found Flying Fist T-Man, Evil Lyn, and something else. And I didn't want none of those figures. See, the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, when you haven't found shit from that line in a long time, you're not willing to dive in. This is one of the things why I say they should have this shit available, because when you can't find it and you just give up, that's it. And if you found them at Ross and Dee Dee's, that's what it is, man. Or Five Below, you like, well, you waited forever to bring some shit out. Dude, and I've been sitting here thinking to myself, I said, man, haven't they thought about this stuff, man? Haven't they even, you know, cleared it? You know, I think it was Sunday or Monday, we ordered totes. You know, more clear totes. If I could put my stuff in, man, if I could get this stuff, you know, from up here, move it around, man, had this stuff ready, you know, had the top of this ready to go, man. And I was just thinking about all that, man. You know, and that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. When you thinking about all the stuff that's happening, all the stuff that you're pushing, all the stuff that you're thinking, all the stuff that you're trying to do, this is when you start thinking about stuff that you want to do. You know, you're like, man, I want to do some other stuff. But, you know, like I said, I need to get to the point where I can just get stuff done. And, you know, and that's one of the things that I want to take a look at, man. Just get some stuff done. Man, them prices, like I said, man, the availability of the figures, man, everybody, Rosses are shining bright as hell. The Ollies, dude, I go to Ollie's and shit, the toy section look like the same shit I've been showing y'all. Because, see, here, maybe you don't have that many people buying the stuff, you know, like, actually, when that one Ross had all that stuff, do you know, man, they were like, collectors was coming in buying all of it, cases of this stuff, so that really killed that. So, hell, that really left me in a lurch right there, man, and I've been sitting here wondering to myself, why am I doing all this? It makes you think, why are you pushing the limit here, you know? And this is why I'm saying at this particular point in time, I'm just taking my time. Because it's getting frustrating just a little bit. And collecting should never be frustrating. It should be fun. You should be entertained in it. You know, and that's the thing that a lot of people are not getting. Man, yeah, you know, it's just a lot that I've been having on my plate, man, and I've just been trying to figure that out. You know, that's a lot of things that we don't look at as people. We just keep on thinking that things get better, they move around. Yeah, don't know, man. You know, collecting as a whole is pretty much being worn down, man, and you know, and I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna do all this stuff, man. At the end of the day, man, like I said, it's a process. And that process sometimes is something that people don't understand. You're basically, you know, working your way through a lot of stuff, man, and people looking at you like, man, I don't even get it. I don't get it. You know, sometimes it ain't meant to be got. Sometimes you go through a lot of stuff, man, and you end up putting up with it, and you just put your head down and say, look, I'm going to just work on some other shit later. And, you know, that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to work on some other shit later and just keep it going, man. But till later, man, peace out.